The center of Yitro, Parashat Yitro, wrongly translated as the Ten Commandments, because we all know there are more than 10 commandments in the 10 Commandments. It's really Parashat Hadvarim, the 10 sayings, but let's put that to one side. It's easy to make sense. If you were God and you had to come up with a list of laws for your people, well, we can make sense of, you've got to believe in the omnipotent, omnibenevolent, all-powerful one who rescued them from Egypt. It would make sense that you have rules regarding how you should speak about this deity, not taking his name in vain, not worshipping anything else. The relationship has to be authentic, has to be intimate, one nation, one God, not fooling around with other gods. Maybe there's a day in the week where you come together as a collective community to worship that God, to express your relationship. Parents is an interesting one. How do they fit in to this system? And there are different interpretations. Not murdering, not committing adultery, not stealing, not being jealous, a range of things that all make perfect sense. You know, we have often said in heated moments, oh, I want to kill you, or maybe people have been tempted. And these are things that perhaps not you who are listening to this Devar Torah, but others might be tempted sometimes. If you collect money and deal a lot with money, it could be tempting, so don't steal it, just behave yourself. What about commandment number 9? Don't give false testimony. How many times in the lifespan of an average human being are they going to be called to court to give evidence? Most people will probably live and die without ever being bothered by this particular one. Now, this isn't about lying, because midvar sheker tirchak, distance yourselves from falsehood, that features later on in the Torah. But we have to remember something fundamental about the Parashat Yitro. We're not creating here a niche cult group that can live anywhere in the world in a small commune with their deity, with their religious beliefs, and praying and fasting and eating and resting and all those things that you might do. There's a bigger picture going on. Remember, we're called upon to be Mamlechet Kohanim, a nation of priests, V'goy Kadosh, a holy nation, nationhood, a nation that has a religion. It's both. So this is a blueprint for creating a model society. And a society has to function and operate with a judiciary that can work. And the judge can only judge based on the evidence that he has in front of him. And we want a society where there's fairness and there's justice, where tzedek and mishpat, the things that the prophets spoke about again and again. The biblical prophets never spoke about eating kosher Shabbos and putting on tefillin. Never spoke about the length of a skirt or the thickness of the tights or covering one's hair. They were speaking about creating an ideal community where tzedek or mishpat, righteousness and justice, where the weakest members of society are taken care of. And that has to begin with the judiciary, the courts, the judges. The judge has to know who is innocent and who is guilty based on the community wanting innocence and guilt to be proven by them. So even though practically we're not going to come across the application of this particular mitzvah in a day-to-day life, we have to recognize this Shabbat, that what's being commanded, demanded, wanted from the Parashat Yitro is to create a model nation under God. We have to think about those times in our lives, not where we're standing in court, but do we demand justice and fairness as a society? Are those our priorities? Because it's not such a big jump from denying those and perverting the course of law. Shabbat Shalom.